Good Friday morning, everyone. Bam weather meteorologist Matt Griffin here with your latest forecast update. Lots to dig into here into the forecast. I want to go ahead and get right into it, and you can see the current radar actually widespread with rain. We haven't seen a look like this in some time. The remnants of Helene, a powerhouse system here, Category 4, made landfall into southern Florida or towards Tallahassee last night, and will continue to swing through the area, bringing with it widespread rain. Like ongoing here, and with that as well, some strong wind gusts, which we will discuss here in just a moment. I do want to discuss the rain here first and foremost. A lot of you have been asking questions about the winds. We'll kind of go into more detail here in that in just a second, but notice as I bring things out throughout the morning hours of today, getting into the afternoon, this is a snapshot as we get towards 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m. Eastern. Notice a bit of a relative lull. The chances aren't zero further to the north, but we can see things calm down a little bit through the morning to the early afternoon. That ushers in another slug of moisture here that moves in from southeast to northwest. Notice the rain a little bit more persistent, southern Illinois, western Kentucky here, northern Kentucky as well. This is a snapshot as we get to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 p.m. You can see this slug of moisture moving in, kind of moving in an odd fashion, kind of pinwheeling into the area. We have some bandit of rain segments in behind here in some of these areas. Lightning risk is rather minimal. I think most avoid, but if there's anywhere where there's going to be a low in lightning risk, it'd be some of these areas here. But gosh, I think we avoid it, to be quite honest. This is as we get towards about the 9 p.m. time frame here, heading into the evening. Where that left off, continuing with this HRRR model, and you can see as I bring things out later into the evening, this is a snapshot as we get towards about the midnight time frame Eastern. Some bands, some scattered showers remain near I-70 and then northern Indiana into Ohio. Rain bit pesky here into Kentucky. And as we head into tomorrow morning, could have some banded some rain segments continue southern Michigan, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, stretching into northern Illinois, some showers, a little bit more of a widespread nature, central southern Indiana, northern Kentucky getting into tomorrow morning. This is a snapshot as we get towards 7 a.m. And that will continue to remain a rather present risk here getting into tomorrow. It's tomorrow afternoon around 2 p.m. and continue to see areas of showers kind of spread into the area. Will be a bit of a dreary day for most. You can see some banded, more scattered nature further to the north here, but rain chances really present throughout the day tomorrow for the overwhelming majority of us, especially Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio, and then some banded segments on the northern edge here. This is as we get towards about Saturday evening here around the midnight time frame. Just a quick snapshot here. Keep in mind that as we head into Sunday, this Sunday afternoon, and then getting into Monday afternoon, chances just remain. It'll be a bit of a dreary weekend. Rain chances persistent, consistent through Saturday, through Sunday, even through Monday and Tuesday here, especially further to the east you work into portions of Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. Will be a little bit more sparse. But eastern Illinois, some chances there. Further west you go into Illinois, and then especially Wisconsin, those chances are just little to none. As far as the winds, let's take a look. Sustained winds, and bringing this out into late into the morning. This is a snapshot as we get towards about the 11 a.m. Eastern time frame, and this is as we get into the afternoon around the 4 p.m. time frame. Sustained winds. The green areas, 20, 25, flirting with 30 mile per hour in some spots here, but notice this area here, right northeast of the core, the remnants of Helene here, where I'm concerned that we could see some 30, 35 mile per hour sustained winds at some areas, maybe even sustained a little bit stronger than that here. So some very strong winds at play here. Notice these winds move from east to west through the evening. This is a snapshot as we get towards the 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central time frame. Now the strongest of those winds, the 30, 35 mile per hour type of sustained winds, moves into western, southwestern Indiana, southeastern Illinois here. And then where that kind of continues to move is into southern Illinois heading into the evening. This is a snapshot as we get to 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. Some of those stronger winds into Illinois at this point. And those winds will continue to die down. These are sustained winds, remind you. Keep in mind the winds will calm down getting into Saturday. It will be a bit breezy heading into early Saturday afternoon into Illinois still. But look at these winds. They calm down in a much significant fashion heading into Saturday here. The wind gusts. A lot of you have been asking about this. So let's break this down in some detail here. This is a snapshot as we get towards about the 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central time frame. So it'd be what I call wind gust potential. Probably a little bit too widespread with these wind gusts, but 35 to locally 45 mile per hour wind gusts possible in some of these areas here. Eastern Kentucky, concerned about 45 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts at this point here. Notice what happens as I bring things out over the next couple hours. This is as we get towards 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Eastern, southeastern Kentucky, some very strong winds will be at play here. Some 55 to even 65 mile per hour wind gusts at play here. Further north, you can see some wind gusts 40, maybe locally 45 mile per hour wind gusts into southeastern Illinois, further north into southern Indiana here. As I continue to bring this out forward here, notice this is a snapshot as we get towards about the 3 p.m. Eastern, 4, 5, and 6. This orange area, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, going to be possible. You can see even in this red color, indicative of some near 60 mile per hour wind gusts. It will be very windy. It will be very gusty. These will be winds from the northeast. It's a bit of an unusual wind direction, and that could lend itself, especially considering some of the rain, maybe some uprooted trees and some power outages going to be at play here. Very windy day today. This is a snapshot as we get towards about the 7, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central time frame. You still see some strong wind gusts along I-70, especially to the north, and then into southeastern Illinois. You can see where some of these stronger winds are at. Again, this orange is the 50, 60 mile per hour. Maybe some spots can get a little bit locally over 60 at times this afternoon. Not impossible in the red areas, okay? As I continue to bring things out into the evening, this is a snapshot as we get towards about the 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central time frame. And as I continue to bring things out into the evening here, the winds will continue to bleed off to the west-southwest here. So again, this is as we get towards 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And this is as I continue to bring things out just beyond the midnight time frame. This is as we get to 3 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Central. Those stronger winds subside here. Although, again, you can still see it's a bit gusty into Illinois here. Okay. Again, those wind gusts will calm down Saturday. You don't see much in the way for wind gust issues. So that's the general progression of the winds here. And again, the rainfall totals, I'll include this in your daily insight as well. Be sure to check this out as well through Tuesday. A lot of rain here, some wiggle room on the northern edge still, probably becoming increasingly scattered on the northern edge here, and we'll have to see for any subtle shifts north or south, but a lot of rain for a lot of us here. So that's all I have in today's update. Let us know if you have any questions. Have a great and fantastic rest of your Friday.